Stop. Do not move. Do not scroll. I want you to answer one uncomfortable question. Are you the master of your own mind? Most people would answer yes. They believe that their thoughts, their opinions, and their choices are their own. But I am here to tell you the terrifying truth. You are not the master. You are the passenger. Right now, as you are listening to this voice, there are invisible scripts running in the background of your brain. These are biological glitches, ancient software bugs that force you to make bad decisions, believe comfortable lies, and lose money. You are running on corrupted software. And the worst part, you don't even know it's happening. Welcome to Clean Slate Audio. We are not here to motivate you. We are not here to comfort you. We are here to uninstall the old program. We are going to wipe the slate clean and install a new operating system called the Art of Logic. This is part 1, the glitch. To understand why you make mistakes, why you procrastinate, and why you get angry at strangers on the internet, we have to look at the hardware. We have to look at your brain. Your brain is a biological miracle. It is the most complex object in the known universe, but it has a design flaw. Your brain was not designed for the modern world. It was not designed to trade stocks, understand compound interest, or navigate social media algorithms. It was designed for one thing, and one thing only: survival. Let's go back 50,000 years. You are in the savannah. You are hungry. You are tired. Every calorie of energy matters. If you burn too much energy thinking, you die. If you hesitate for 1 second when you see a shadow in the grass, you get eaten by a lion. So, nature built you to be efficient. Or, to put it bluntly, nature built you to be lazy. Your brain weighs only about 3 pounds. That is 2% of your body weight. But it consumes 20% of your body's energy. Thinking is expensive. Logic is expensive. Critical thinking burns calories like a furnace. So, to save energy, your brain developed a power-saving mode. It creates shortcuts, it guesses, it jumps to conclusions. And this is where the trouble begins. The Nobel Prize-winning psychologist Daniel Kahneman discovered that we actually have 2 different systems of thinking. He called them simply System 1 and System 2. Understanding the difference between these two is the first step to waking up from the matrix. Let's talk about System 1. System 1 is your autopilot. It is fast, it is automatic, it is emotional, and it is completely subconscious. When I say 2 plus 2, the number 4 pops into your head instantly. You didn't have to think about it. That is System 1. When you see a person with an angry face, you instantly feel danger. That is System 1. System 1 is brilliant at survival. It catches the ball before it hits your face. It slams the brakes when a car cuts you off. But System 1 is also stupid. It cannot do math. It cannot understand statistics. It cannot detect lies. It believes everything it sees. If System 1 sees a man in a suit, it thinks he is successful. If System 1 reads a headline that confirms your bias, it thinks this is true. System 1 is a gullible child. Now, let's talk about System 2. System 2 is the adult in the room. It is slow. It is logical. It is calculating. If I ask you, what is 17 multiplied by 24? Suddenly, the number doesn't pop into your head. You have to stop. You have to focus. You might have to close your eyes. You feel a strain in your head. That sensation of effort, that is System 2 waking up. System 2 is the only part of you capable of critical thinking. It is the part that can look at a politician's speech and say, wait a minute, that evidence doesn't match the conclusion. It is the part that can look at a crypto chart and say, this looks like a bubble. Here is the problem. Because System 2 burns so much energy, your brain hates using it. Your brain is a cognitive miser. It wants to stay in System 1 forever. It wants to drift through life on autopilot. And this is exactly what manipulators rely on. Marketers politicians, and news networks. They know you are lazy. They know that if they can trigger your emotion, your fear, your anger, or your greed, they can keep you trapped in System 1. They can bypass your logical defenses entirely. When you see a breaking news banner in bright red colors, that is a hack for System 1. When a salesperson says, "This offer expires in 5 minutes," they are trying to shut down System 2. Most people live their entire lives in System 1. They are born, they consume, they react, and they die, without ever truly turning on the engine of their mind. But you are different. You are listening to this. You are ready to take the wheel. But before we can drive, we have to fix the engine. Because even when we try to think logically, System 1 plays tricks on us. These tricks are called cognitive biases. These are systematic errors, optical illusions for your mind. And the scariest part? You don't even know you have them. In the next section, we are going to dissect the most dangerous bias of all. A bias that changes history, hides failure, and makes you believe in a false reality. It is called the survivor. Now, let's see System 1 in action. Let's look at how your brain distorts history and hides the truth. I want to tell you a story. It is a true story from World War II, and it is the perfect example of a glitch called survivorship bias. The year is 1943. The war in Europe is raging. The American military is facing a crisis. Their bomber planes are getting shot down by the Nazis at an alarming rate. Pilots are dying, millions of dollars are being lost, morale is breaking. The generals at the Pentagon are desperate. They need to reinforce the planes with more armor plating. But armor is heavy. If you cover the whole plane in armor, it becomes too heavy to fly. So they have to be strategic. They have to put the armor only where it matters most. But where is that? The military commanders decide to collect data. They look at every bomber that returns from a mission. They walk around the planes, counting the bullet holes. They analyze thousands of planes, and they find a clear pattern. The planes are covered in bullet holes along the wings, the tail, and the center of the body. But the cockpit and the engines are almost empty. There are very few bullet holes there, so the generals stroke their chins. They nod their heads. System 1 kicks in. They say, "The data is clear. The planes are getting hit in the wings and the tail. That is where they are weakest. We must put more armor on the wings and the tail. It feels logical. It feels intuitive. Put the shield where the bullets are." But they were completely wrong. If they had followed that plan, they would have lost the war. Luckily, there was a man in the room named Abraham Wald. He was a mathematician, a refugee who fled Austria. He stood up and said, "No, you are making a fatal mistake." The generals looked at him. "What do you mean? The data is right here." Wald said, "You are looking at the survivors. You are looking at the planes that came back. The reason these planes came back is because they can survive a bullet to the wings. The wings are strong. But you are not seeing the planes that got hit in the engines. You are not seeing the planes that got hit in the cockpit. Where are they? They are at the bottom of the ocean. They crashed. They never returned to be counted." The emptiness on the chart. The places with no bullet holes. Those were the kill shots. Wald told them, "Put the armor where the bullet holes are missing." This is survivorship bias. It is the logical error of concentrating on the people or things that survived some process and inadvertently overlooking those that did not because of their lack of visibility. And you, my friend, you do this every single day. You look at Steve Jobs, you look at Bill Gates, you look at Mark Zuckerberg. They all dropped out of college, and they all became billionaires. So your System 1 brain says, "Aha, college is a waste of time. If I drop out, I will become a billionaire." That is the bullet holes on the wings. You are looking at the survivors. You are ignoring the graveyard. For every Steve Jobs who dropped out and succeeded, There are 10,000 Steve Nobodies who dropped out and ended up working at a gas station for the rest of their lives. But you don't see them. They don't write books. They don't give TED Talks. They are at the bottom of the ocean. Survivorship bias makes success look easy because failure is invisible. To think clearly, you must learn to look for the silence. When you see a success story, ask yourself, where are the people who did the exact same thing but failed? Now, let's move to the second glitch. If survivorship bias is a mistake of vision, this next one is a mistake of ego. It is called confirmation bias. This is the mother of all misconceptions. This is the reason why society is so divided. This is why you can show a flat earther a picture of the round earth, and they still won't believe you. Confirmation bias is the tendency to search for, interpret, and recall information in a way that confirms your pre-existing beliefs. Here is how it works. Your brain hates being wrong. Biologically, admitting you are wrong triggers the same chemical reaction in the brain as physical pain. It is called cognitive dissonance. Your ego wants to protect you from that pain, so it creates a filter. Imagine you believe that dogs are dangerous. Every time you walk down the street, your brain is scanning for evidence. If you see a dog barking, your brain says, "See? Dangerous?" It saves that memory. But if you see 100 dogs sleeping peacefully, your brain deletes that information. It ignores it. At the end of the year, you have a collection of dangerous dog memories and 0 peaceful dog memories. You have constructed a false reality based on filtered data. In the age of the internet, this is weaponized against you. The algorithms of Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube are engines of confirmation bias. If you watch one video about a conspiracy theory, the algorithm thinks he likes this, so it feeds you 10 more videos just like it. Soon, your entire feed is full of evidence that proves you are right. You think, wow, everyone is talking about this. It must be true. No, you are in an echo chamber. You are in a hall of mirrors. You are not seeing the world. You are seeing your own reflection. Confirmation bias doesn't just make you stubborn, it makes you blind. It stops you from learning. Because if you already know the answer, you stop asking questions. It stops you from investing wisely. You only read news that says your stock will go up, and you ignore the warnings that it's about to crash. It ruins relationships. You decide your partner is lazy, so you only notice when they sit on the sofa, and you never notice when they do the dishes. So, how do we break these chains? How do we fix a brain that is wired to deceive us? We cannot delete System 1. We need it to survive, but we can install a safety switch. We can train System 2 to wake up when it matters most. In the final segment of Part 1, I am going to teach you the practical tools, the mental exercises to override your biology. We are going to learn the power of the pause and the rule of anti-evidence. Prepare yourself. We are about to rewrite the code. We have fixed the internal glitches. We have woken up System 2, but the danger is not over, because now we have to step outside. The moment you turn on the news, the moment you scroll through social media or enter a negotiation, you are stepping onto a battlefield. There are people out there who know exactly how your brain works, and they use specific linguistic tricks to hack your System 1. They want to bypass your logic and hijack your emotions. These tricks are called logical fallacies. They are the dark arts of manipulation. In Part 2, we are going to build your shield. I am going to teach you how to spot and deflect the 4 most dangerous attacks on your mind. Attack number 1, the Strawman. This is the most common weapon in politics and toxic relationships. The attacker knows they cannot defeat your real argument because your logic is sound. So, instead of fighting you, they build a fake, distorted version of your argument. They build a man of straw, and then they burn it down and claim victory. Here is how it looks in real life. Imagine you say, I think we should reduce the budget for the police department and put more money into mental health services. Your opponent screams, "Oh, so you want to abolish the police? You want murderers running freely in the streets? You hate law and order?" Pause. Analyze. Did you say abolish the police? No. Did you say let murderers run free? No. But by twisting your words into an extreme position, they make you look insane. And suddenly, you are on the defensive. You start stuttering, No, that's not what I meant." You have lost. The defense? How do you block the straw man? You must refuse to fight the fake argument. Do not defend the straw man. Stop the conversation immediately and say, "Hold on. You are arguing against a position I do not hold. I did not say X. I said Y. Please address my actual point." Force them to come back to reality. Attack number 2, the false dichotomy. This is also known as black and white thinking. This trap is designed to eliminate your choices. The manipulator presents a complex situation as if there are only 2 options, and both of them force you to do what they want. You are either with us or you are against us. If you loved me, you would do this. You either buy this insurance now or you don't care about your family's safety. This is a lie. The world is rarely black and white. It is 50 shades of grey. There is almost always a 3rd, 4th, or 5th option. You can dislike a politician and also dislike his opponent. You can care about safety without buying that specific product. The defense? You must be the one to open the 3rd door. When someone gives you 2 bad choices, ask yourself, is there a middle ground? And then ask them, are those truly the only 2 options? What if we did C instead of A or B? Don't let them trap you in their binary box. Attack number 3, ad hominem. This is Latin for to the person. This is the weapon of a loser. When someone realizes they have lost the logical argument, they panic. They have no facts left. So, they stop attacking your ideas and they start attacking you. You are wrong about the economy because you are just a greedy capitalist. You can't talk about parenting because you don't have kids. You are stupid. You are ugly. You are young. They want to make you angry. They want you to get emotional so that your system 1 takes over. If you get offended and start defending your character, you have abandoned the argument. They win. The defense? You must have skin as thick as armor. Do not take the bait. If they attack your character, smile. It means they have run out of ammunition. Simply say, "My character is not the topic here. Let's get back to the facts. Do you have a logical response to my argument?" Stay on the topic. Never let them drag you into the mud. Attack number 4, the slippery slope. This is the weapon of fear. The manipulator claims that if we take one small step, it will inevitably lead to a chain reaction of disaster. If we let teenagers play video games, they will become violent. If they become violent, they will drop out of school. If they drop out, crime will go up. If crime goes up, society will collapse. Conclusion: Mario Kart destroys civilization. It sounds ridiculous when I say it like that, but our brains love patterns. We love to connect the dots even when the dots don't connect. Just because A might lead to B doesn't mean A will inevitably lead to Z. Life is not a greased slide, it is a staircase with friction. The defense: ask for the evidence, break the chain, say, "I see step A and I see step B, but can you prove to me that step B leads to step Z?" Usually, they can't. Because it is a fantasy born of fear. The straw man, the false dichotomy, ad hominem, the slippery slope. These are the 4 horsemen of manipulation. Now that you have your shield, you can walk through the noise without being infected. You can hear a politician speak and see the strings. You can argue with a toxic partner without losing your mind. But defense is not enough. Defense keeps you safe, but it doesn't make you brilliant. To solve the hard problems, to build a business, to cure a disease, to find your purpose, you need a weapon. You need a sword. In part 3, We are going to look at the software of genius. We are going to download the mental models of the world's greatest thinkers. We are going to learn how Elon Musk, Charlie Munger, and the ancient Stoics slice through complexity. Get ready, it's time to attack. We have fixed the glitches in your brain. We have built a shield against the liars. Now, you are safe. But safe is not enough. You do not want to just survive, you want to thrive. You want to build a business, you want to solve complex problems, you want to see opportunities that others miss. To do that, defense is useless. You need a weapon. You need the sword. The difference between a genius and an average person is not brain power, it is brain software. Geniuses use mental models. These are pre-installed frameworks, lenses, that allow them to cut through the noise and see the underlying structure of reality. Imagine two lumberjacks in a forest. One is huge and strong. He works 18 hours a day, hacking at a giant tree with a dull, rusty axe. He is exhausted. The other is average size. He works 4 hours a day, but he carries a laser chainsaw. Who cuts more wood? The second man wins. Not because of effort, but because of his tool. Most people navigate life with a rusty axe called common sense. Today, I am going to hand you 3 laser chainsaws. Model number 1. First principles thinking. This is the mental model of Aristotle, and it is the secret weapon of Elon Musk. Most of the world operates by analogy. We look at what others are doing, and we copy it with slight variations. I want to open a restaurant. What are other restaurants doing? Okay, I will do that, but I will paint the walls blue. This is safe. But it produces average results. First principles thinking is different. It means boiling a problem down to its fundamental truths, the atomic level, and building up from there. When Elon Musk wanted to go to Mars, he tried to buy rockets from Russia. They were too expensive, $60 million each. Analogy thinking says, rockets are expensive, that is just how it is, I guess I can't go to Mars. Musk used first principles. He asked, what is a rocket made of? Answer, aerospace-grade aluminum, titanium, copper, and carbon fiber. He checked the price of those materials on the London Metal Exchange. The cost of the atoms was only 2% of the rocket price. The realization was massive. The high price wasn't physics, it was inefficiency. So, Musk didn't copy NASA. He bought the raw metal and built the rockets himself. He cut the cost by 10 times. The lesson. Whenever you hear the phrase, that's just how it is, or we've always done it this way, stop. That is the sound of a rusty axe. Strip the problem down. What is the fundamental truth? What is physically possible? If the laws of physics don't stop you, then it is possible. Everything else is just a story people tell themselves. Model number 2, inversion. The German mathematician Carl Jacobi had a famous rule for solving hard problems. Invert, always invert. Human beings are wired to think forward. We ask, how do I become a millionaire? How do I find a perfect partner? How do I get happy? These are hard questions. There are infinite answers, and most of them are wrong. Inversion flips the script. Instead of asking how to succeed, ask, how do I guarantee failure? How do you guarantee you will be poor forever? Easy. Spend more than you earn. Go into debt for things you don't need. Stop learning. Wait for luck to save you. Now, look at that list. And simply avoid doing those things. It is astonishing how effective this is. Charlie Munger, the partner of Warren Buffett, said, all I want to know is where I'm going to die, so I'll never go there. It is much easier to avoid stupidity than to seek brilliance. If you can simply remove the fatal mistakes from your life, you will automatically drift towards success. Don't try to be smart, just try not to be stupid. Model number 3, Chesterton's fence. This is the model for wisdom. It prevents you from making arrogant mistakes. This is also known as second-order thinking. Imagine you are walking in a field and you see a fence blocking the road. You look around. You don't see any animals. You don't see any crops. First order thinking says, "This fence is useless, it is in my way, I will tear it down." This is the mistake of the reformer. Second order thinking asks, "Wait, someone built this fence. They spent money and time on it. Why? Maybe there is a bull that comes out at night. Maybe there is a sinkhole. The rule is, do not tear down a fence until you understand why it was built." We see this in modern life all the time. People want to destroy traditions, institutions, or systems because they look outdated. But they don't ask why those traditions existed for thousands of years. Before you change a system, before you fire an annoying employee, before you delete a line of code, ask yourself, what are the second-order consequences? If I fire him, I save money. But who will do his work? Maybe he was the only one who knew the password to the server. Smart people play the tape forward. They don't just ask, "And then what?" They ask, "And then what after that?" First principles allows you to invent. Inversion allows you to avoid disaster. Chesterton's fence allows you to act with wisdom. You are now armed with the shield of logic and the sword of mental models. You are formidable. But there is one final level. A weapon is dangerous in the hands of a fool. To wield these tools effectively, you need the right character. You need to know how to admit when you are wrong. You need to value truth over ego. In the final episode, Part 4, we will ascend to the peak. We will learn the scout mindset and the Socratic method. We will learn why the smartest people in the world are also the most humble. We have traveled a long way together. We have exposed the glitches in your biological brain. We have built a shield against the lies of the world. We have forged a sword to cut through complexity. You are now armed. You are dangerous. But a weapon in the hands of a fool is a disaster. A weapon in the hands of a fanatic is a tragedy. To reach the highest level of critical thinking, we must upgrade the most important component of the system, you. We must upgrade your mindset. There is a brilliant concept by Julia Galef that describes the two ways you can view the world. Option 1 is the soldier. Option 2 is the scout. Most people go through life as soldiers. For a soldier, their beliefs are their territory. I am a Democrat. I am a Republican. I am a vegan. I am a Bitcoin maximalist. These are not just ideas. They are identities. They are a fortress. And the soldier's job is to defend the fortress. If someone presents a fact that supports your belief, they are an ally. You let them in. If someone presents a fact that contradicts your belief, they are an enemy. You shoot them down. You don't care if the fact is true or false. You only care if it helps you win the war. This is why political debates are useless. Neither side is listening. They are just reloading their weapons. To a soldier, admitting you are wrong feels like a defeat. It feels like dying. Now, let's look at the scout. The scout is different. The scout does not have a territory to defend. The scout's job is to go out, explore, and map the terrain. The scout wants to know what is actually there. Is there a bridge across the river? Is the enemy stronger than we thought? If a scout finds out that his map is wrong, if he finds out the bridge is broken, he doesn't get angry. He doesn't pretend the bridge is safe. He celebrates. He thinks, thank goodness I found out the bridge is broken before we tried to cross it. Now my map is more accurate. To a scout, being wrong is not a failure. Being wrong is an update. Every time you admit you are wrong, you become less wrong than you were a minute ago. That is growth. Ask yourself an uncomfortable question. When was the last time you changed your mind about a major issue because of evidence? If you cannot remember, then you are acting like a soldier. To think clearly, you must kill the soldier. You must become the scout. You must fall in love with the truth, even when the truth hurts. So, how do we practice this? How do we prove to ourselves that we are scouts? We use a technique called the Steel Man. In part 2, we talked about the strawman creating a weak version of an argument to destroy it. The steelman is the opposite. It is the ultimate test of intellectual honesty. It means building your opponent's argument better than they can. Before you disagree with someone, try this. Say, "Let me see if I understand your position. You believe X because of Y and Z, and you are worried that if we do A, then B will happen. Is that correct?" And then, try to make their argument even stronger. You could also argue that only when you have constructed the strongest possible version of their idea do you earn the right to disagree with it. This does two things. First, it shows respect. It disarms the other person. They stop fighting and start listening. Second, it ensures you are fighting the truth, not a caricature. If you can defeat the steelman, your logic is bulletproof. We end our journey where logic began, ancient Greece, with the father of philosophy, Socrates. The Oracle of Delphi, the voice of the gods, declared that Socrates was the wisest man in Athens. Socrates was confused. He didn't think he was wise. He knew there were many things he didn't understand. So, he went around Athens talking to the politicians, the poets, and the craftsmen. He asked them simple questions. What is justice? What is beauty? He realized that all these experts were full of arrogance. They thought they knew everything, but under questioning, their knowledge fell apart. Socrates finally understood the oracle. He was the wisest man in Athens, not because he knew the answers, but because he was the only one who admitted his ignorance. I know that I know nothing. In psychology, this is the reverse of the Dunning-Kruger effect. Stupid people are full of confidence. Wise people are full of doubt. True logic is not about having all the answers. It is about asking better questions. It is about being comfortable with uncertainty. It is about saying, "I don't know yet. Let me find out." Grand conclusion. We have wiped the slate clean. We have rebooted the system. You now understand the glitches, survivorship bias, and confirmation bias. You hold the shield protecting you from strawmen and false dichotomies. You wield the sword first principles and inversion. And you possess the wisdom, the scout mindset. The next time you feel an intense emotion, pause. Ask, is this system one hijacking me? The next time you face an impossible problem, pause. Ask, what are the first principles? Logic is not a destination. It is a practice. It is a muscle that must be trained every single day. The world is full of noise. Be the signal. This has been The Art of Logic, a Clean Slate Audio original. If this series has sharpened your mind, subscribe and share it with someone who needs to hear the truth. Thank you for thinking clearly.